Hello and welcome back. In the last video I showed how to hook up all of your zone dampers for the Arzel pneumatic zoning system. Today I am wiring up the HeatPumpPro by Arzel, which is the control panel that will open and close each damper as needed. Well, each set of dampers, I should say. So here we have our control panel. I ran all my wires already, so as you can see, I have a bunch of different ones labeled here. This one's the first floor thermostat. I have my basement thermostat, which I just hooked up. It's a new nest that I put over on the wall. This wire here, which is just three wires, is coming from my AC unit. Then I have this one coming from my heating unit. And then I have two gray wires, which I'll talk about later. I also have my power supply, which I had to wire up myself. It came like this. It's a transformer. And you just need a two wire connectors. It's, oh, that doesn't look very tight. I'll have to fix that. But it's just a solid 18 gauge wire that you use, and it connects right into the control panel, and the other end goes here, and you just plug it into a standard receptacle. I wired this one up yesterday, so that's all ready to go. And that's just 120 volts. It's nothing out of the ordinary. It's just your regular standard electrical outlet. Okay, so what I've done, I should take a step back here. So I already ran a couple of the wires, right? So this here is my first floor thermostat. Where this was originally was going into the back of my heating unit. I'm not even going to bother trying to show you that. It's too dark. But it was going into the back of the heating unit. I can pull up a picture here. So I had the one wire. You can see the green and the red going into the Y and the C, and those are for the air conditioning unit. So that's going directly outside to that unit. The other four wires that you see, the red, white, yellow, and green, those were coming from the first floor thermostat and into the heating unit, and it was controlling that. What I did was I ripped those wires out of there. Didn't rip them, I disconnected them and pulled them out and had to run them all the way back through and down here. So down to my control box. The two wires from the AC are then going to go into this section up here. You have a strip here there where the wires go. That'll go into Y1. You'll see that there's two separate Y1 and Y2 sets there. So one's for your heater and one's for your condenser or your air conditioner. There's also two commons. The left one is for your heater and the right one is for your condenser. So as you can see, I already have some of this hooked up. Those are the wires that go to. This is a new wire that I put in, and it goes up and around and over to the heating unit. The one that was running to the heating unit from the thermostat, I now have running into this section here. So then I'll make my other connections here, and I'll be right back. All right, wiring is complete. Put in these two wires here for the AC unit, the green going to the common and the red one going to the Y1. Obviously they didn't use the right color coding for these wires. I guess whoever installed it just used whatever they had available, but that's fine, we'll make do. The rest all match up with the colors, so we're good. R to the red, white to the W, the yellow one in the Y, and the green one in the G. We didn't need to use the common because that wasn't hooked up to begin with. And then I forgot to mention these gray wires. So these are for your OAT and your LAT. The LAT is leaving air temperature, so that actually runs up and into the ductwork. I'll try to show you that here. The wire just, it goes right into a hole that I drilled into the unit here, and that gives you the temperature of the air that's leaving the plenum. So as it's blowing out of the unit, that's and entering into the ducts, that's the temperature within there. Then the OAT is the outside air temperature, and that wire is going into a hole through up in one of those bays and out under the deck. They say that you should run that into onto the north side, facing the north side of the house, so that it's out of direct sunlight. I couldn't quite get it to the north because that's all the way on the other side of the house, and they give you about a 20-foot wire to work with. But fortunately, it is under the deck and should be out of direct sunlight, so we should be okay. Doesn't get too hot under there. All right, time to plug it in and see what happens. Here we go. Nothing. Power. Here we go. Power switch is there. All right, it works. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not, but it just says press enter for setup. So here's the blue button. That's enter. You have the red for reset, yellow for back, and then there's up and down arrows here and here. So let's press enter. For this, you'll want to consult your user manual. Let me grab that real quick. For me, I already looked through this, and pretty much everything is going to be the defaults here. So I have a multi-stage unit and fossil fuel and AC, so that's that first column. The yellow means that it's suggested, that the setting that they have listed is what's suggested. The gray means leave it as the default, and the green things are the things that you have to specify. So as you go through here, for me, everything is just the default, so I can just keep going through here and leave everything as is, and we should be good. Even the things that say that I need to specify are part of the defaults. So there we go. So there's not very much on here yet. I think maybe once I start one of the units, then I'll get more information listed. But I have the OAT, which is the outside temperature, 53 degrees. The leaving air temperature, that's the temperature inside the ducts, that's 63 degrees at the moment. And there's nothing else really going on. So let's try to try to heat or cool one of the units, one of the floors, and we'll go from there. Hang on. All right, I broke out my tablet here. I have my basement zone. I set up my nest already, and here's the dining room, which is the existing, and then my master bedroom. These two are off, the basement and the dining room. So let's turn them on and see what happens here. We'll set the dining room, it's at 67 degrees right now. We're actually going to set that one to cool. Mode, cool. And we're going to turn the air conditioner on. Okay. There we go. It's set to cool to 67. Oh, the Arzel unit just kicked on. And then we're going to set the basement separately. And we're going to set that one to heat. Okay, and we're going to turn that one up. 68 degrees. Let's see what happens. So right now, this shows that the the dining room shows that the dining room is currently cooling. So that's the first floor. Let's go over and see what's up with these dampers. I heard a motor kick on. So, all right, here we go. So, I don't know if you can see this or not. Right here on our dampers, this is the one for the first floor. It's got the red tubing, so I know that. And this one's open. Over here we have one for the basement, blue tubing, right? And that one's closed. So, it did that thing, and it's blowing out cold air on the first floor. All right. And I don't feel anything coming out of here. what I'm going to do now is go back to the dining room one, and we'll cut this one off. I think I'm zoomed in. There we go. All right, let's turn this off. And now, let's see what happens with the basement. I'm going to come over here, and unit's still running, so let's see what happens. At some point, the control panel should tell the system to switch over. Not really sure what's happening yet. Nothing on here yet. So we'll give that just a minute and see what happens. The heating, or the cooling unit just kicked off. Okay, so I just heard the box kick over again. Let's see what happens here. Alright, so first floor's still open. Oh, basement's now open. What's happening here? Is this one gonna close? Not sure if you can see that or not. The little yellow tab, the indicator. Yep, there it goes. That's closing. Perfect. All right. Now, if all goes well, we should have the heat kick on. This still doesn't show that the thermostat's heating. I don't feel anything coming out. Maybe it takes a minute or two. I don't know. Oh, there it goes. And I feel air. We're in business. So there we have it. We have one unit handling both heating and cooling on two different floors at the same time using the Arzel HeatPumpPro, and this is quite an achievement. Alright, see you next time. If you got anything out of this video, hit the like button, and feel free to leave your comments below and subscribe because I have a lot more coming.